I believe that we had sufficiently discussed Kim Porter's purported book before to do not be shocked by anything more that emerges about Diddy, but surprisingly enough that my jaw is still clenched. After perusing the recently published Kim Porter's memoir, Kim has done it again. Why all from the dead? And this time we are discussing her entries private journal rather than merely a premises of a book in Kim's purported, according to his memoir. Diddy slept threesomes with Kim and Little Boy's other rappers, such as Tupac Shakur. Specifics of Diddy's plat to unlive Tupac carrying out massive, nasty threesomes that include Mary J. Briggs and Kim. Diddy's connections with Diddy. I'll be sure utilizing voodoo on individuals. Diddy imprisoning ladies at his gatherings. Diddy operates a gang. Assault his expectant spouse with celebs Jamie Foxx, Jada, and Will Smith, and more purportedly young. There are a lot more intricacy and crazier than anything could possibly imagine. As usual, I completed all of the reading for you, therefore please accept my gratitude. First of all, the 60-page book was released by Chris Todd, a Los Angeles producer going under the pseudonym Jamal T. Millwood, who says the book includes Kim Porter's flash-stored information disk and distributed to friends before she unexpected passing in 2018 of the book named Kim's Unspoken Words. A search for fairness, the opposing viewpoint is focused on Kim's purported journal writings on her erratic connection with Diddy. Despite the book was made available to readers on September 6th, it's now popular among following Diddy's arrest in Manhattan. Genuinely the top-ranked bestseller on Amazon as we speak throughout the 6-page memoir tour. There are several twisted and uncomfortable testimonies from their on and breakup with someone, and don't care whether you're not having the time to read it or that I can read it now that I have all the videos. For you, well, the first thing, Kim explains what she's learning in her entries and duplicating the cassettes he created himself, engaging in close personal relationships with male juvenile artists that he was overseeing, including a purported recording of a pop sensation at age 18, who subsequently became renowned. In the book that she says she found the videotapes in the bedroom vault and intended to produce duplicates for herself to guard against any possible reaction after she broke up with him. But as much, therefore, it did not surprise her to find that it was something she could never do. Homosexual gatherings. Have imagined what she saw occurring to the emerging artists, such as 2 hip-hop artists that Diddy used to manage and the pop sensation, who was 18 at the time. Thus, these young artists' names are not disclosed in the memoir. However, Chris Todd said unequivocally that he was given access to these recordings, among others concerning a teenage pop sensation. He said was handed the 60-page memoir. I was also offered a picture and asked if I wanted to access the Diddy videos, I could have that. Additionally, he said that Kim's pals and Diddy, who further handed him the memoir, had copies of the tapes and that they had tried to market them to Hollywood creators of documentaries, even despite the young artists' names are not addressed. I believe that everyone has a very decent notion of a few of the individuals Kim was speaking about. The appropriate one of them is undoubtedly Usher, as claimed.
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital.
I implied that there are also claims that another individual Diddy was involved with was Tupac Shakur, but in reality, Tupac stated much earlier in the memoir regarding Tupac. Several individuals have said the time when Diddy was really fixated on stealing Tupac's picture, and he made every effort to be fair. Similar, like him and Diddy began wearing like Tupac, and he even began to nod off. Pac had sexual relations with the ladies, for Tupac had Sarah Chapman as a reference prior to Diddy dating her, and he accompanied Sally Richardson Whitfield as well. Additionally, prior to Diddy, there were sources have also said that Diddy desired after dating Tupac, Kadada Jones, and Tupac was Kim Porter's infatuation, and Diddy eventually got her.
Check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So
as it transpires, the fixation with Tupac was also because Diddy was possessing a strong love interest in him, and they are even said to have done certain things.
But nobody know why Pac and Puff fell out like they did. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody know why. But Puff had an obsession with him for whatever reason it was, because he started wanting to act. He started wanting to rap. He had an obsession so bad that at his Grammy Award winning speech, he used the same speech that Pac used.
The autobiography cites a few of these items and claims that Diddy has a desire for a trio that included Kim and Tupac and desired to choose who will produce the first additionally. It is said in the Kim entered a conversation with a book and Diddy was coordinating the Untold intriguing aspects of Tupac's life outside than some further information on how Diddy Biggie was messed up in every aspect, both practically and financially feasible, both psychologically and in his connection with Faith Evans. So this is the moment where it becomes much more fascinating apart from facts and recordings of Diddy's hooking together with young men, and the memoir as well offers elements of an open relationship, Kim and Diddy's detailed interactions with more celebs, such as a married lady. I'm told I have to accomplish things with Sean that I could never have capable of doing with a straight guy. I got up and got out of my bedroom, and Sean just so happened to be exiting the bedroom of a platinum-selling rapper, and the only item is the woman's spouse. Kim states of this interaction that glad she wasn't invited to join. She also didn't like that rapper. Kim, you witnessed those crazy off-limits parties too? Discusses Diddy's party and mentions Diddy thrown events that were just fancy, as well as everyone's desire for us to not be only had 3 totals, but we switched. Please hear it again, partners. Desired entry. And they had 3 amounts, but they switched partners, and moreover, the text also explains many occurrences of rage, such as the Diddy struck Kim for the first time after she declined to apply a strap-on to him. Kim recounts this evening in the book, stating, "I just can't stop contemplating. Can you screw that night? It was incredible. Kindly let me once again, I became into apparently furious." Kim instructed Diddy to rather engage in close relationships with he looked like a male music executive to her, conducting an affair at...
You know? Yeah.
And what was Tupac doing at the party, yo?
Him and Puff was there together. They was there, you know what I'm saying? Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird going on, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't know how they about or nothing like that. They was road dogs, you know what I'm saying? They even got pictures of them. He got on that blue sweater with the turtleneck. Him and him hugged up like this with the black hat. Have you ever seen that picture? Yeah. That picture there, they was at that party that day. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of weird shit. Fucking, yeah, weird, dude.
Additionally, it is the book alleged that Diddy's j.lo's connection was romantic, just for media attention, as Diddy was the duration of the partnership once again with Kim. This is something we've heard a lot about many years ago, and recall the day when Mary J. Blige mentioned feeling afraid she could have died after Aaliyah. Mary J., who passed away, said that she felt that a great deal of inappropriate play had the passing of Aaliyah, acknowledged knowing, she said, quote, "It was her turn next, except that it's when I saw her death, I learned that I'm the next in line. I'm not sure how or when, but I'm the next, not sure what type of bizarre mishap that was. Will they place me in a certain sort of overdose, which they will resolve, but in the end, I was aware that I thought I'm scared after that. Book leads me to assume that the individual she was afraid that Diddy might appear. Were circulating reports that Mary J. Blige Diddy's pregnancy was terminated, but the book suggests that she could have also had threeses like Mary J. with Kim and Diddy. Kim's first trio with Blige was Diddy. I didn't anticipate that, but I'm aware that folks continue to call out Mary J. Blige for being present when Diddy terrible deeds and purportedly assisting with the deceptions.
Go raid Puffy's house, and they get all these videos of j.lo doing this and j.lo doing that. And they know the fact that j.lo lied and said that the gun was Sean's or whatever, and sent that man to prison and destroyed his life, and she knew it was Puffy. I'm quite sure they probably called the FBI, gave respect, the courtesy call at Ben Affleck. It's a white man who got respect in the white world. I'm quite sure they said, we want to show you some things. It's about your wife. When he see this shit that her and Puffy be doing and who they be doing it with, I'm quite sure they gave his ass those tapes.
Nevertheless, there have sometimes been made accusations asserting that when Diddy and Mary J. Blige were paired off, she was unquestionably cast. She had undoubtedly been beaten up, and that may have been true since Mary J. genuinely said in her Amazon documentary that she has experienced some things that she will never, ever reveal, so maybe she's been silent because she went through the same situation as Cassie and Kim nonetheless. This could be a good moment to open up Mary and let the other men in. Details are among the items found in the book. Of Diddy's introduction to voodoo and swearing at individuals, but Kim said she didn't even understand how to respond to that purported Kim was being forced to have sex with Diddy at 9 months together with crowds of people to gather energy and maintain the phrase fame and fortune going as accurate. That he beat his expected wife with a gangbang spouse of Hollywood star Will Smith. Jada, Jamie Foxx, and others, this was most likely the worst thing, requiring his expecting wife to have many sexual partners individuals for energy harvesting. That is, well, that's simply repulsive and nasty. The best think that individuals already responding to the novel, and among them is Quincy Brown, the son of Albie Shaw. Albie used Instagram with Kim to inquire about the mass accuracy and provide a snapshot of Diddy's headline on Extra Kim Porter. His late ex disclosed his twisted secrets, purported journal entries, and in the caption Al wrote 2009 until 2018, you all said that Albie Shaw had gone insane and instructed him to take a seat when he said this exact same text repeatedly on the day when the law disregarded Kim's enforcement upon disclosing what LKP had informed him. Desperate for him and cautioned him to guard his back as well. Nasty stuff while all said, please someone go outside, medical assistance. He's utterly insane. We are aware that Albie Shaw has been declaring for years that he is knowledgeable, and even though he has only discussed Kim's.
You are ignorant, disloyal, ungrateful, and I'm going to call you a until you start acting like a woman, because that fancy dog collar that Puff got around your neck and has had around your neck for the past 30 years, it should have been done got tight. It don't feel like a noose, Mary. It don't feel like a noose. Being yanked around by a bunch at a time, but you want to pop fly. See, that's the other issue that I got in the industry. It's not just the dudes, it's the women, yo. You let them ass you up into talking at each other and hating each other and going against each other because you're looking for favor in a man rather than looking to God. Puff Daddy ain't God, yo.
Given that the death seems suspicious, there isn't a passage from the book that claims Kim saw Albie Shaw participate in a behavior that led to her being hauled so far that she needed to leave the room. I'm not sure whether he read the book. Yet, the passage claims I recall him stating that it's strange to see you with Yet because you're happy, my buddy. I'm happy too. Sean answered, for you guys, many thanks, dude. Al, you and I have so much in common. Reacted calmly, phrasing the exchange took a strange and uneasy turn when Sean noted that when we had all been together jointly, I was momentarily taken aback as there was still silence in the room. So I asked, what does all together imply? Al moved uneasily, but Sean didn't pause. You know how we may sometimes ask to share our bed with others? Couldn't believe Sean. Oh my God, this is Al, the father of my kid, saying anything? Mind-boggling. I don't know what Al said. Maybe a little warm, I would miss you. Then, even though I found Sean's story unbelievable would accomplish this, but in actuality, I still loved Elle, and this may become very steamy. I really didn't want it to interfere with my relationship, and if circumstances turned into uncomfortable, how it might impact Quincy. So are you both sure? I imagine both, I inquired. Inside me, I knew that this would be uncomfortable and some bumping would occur of genitalia, but the subsequent events I couldn't have dreamed in a million years' dreams. So what will Al Shay discuss? These interactions, imagine if Diddy took a video, the conversation he had with Al Shore, then use it as a way to demand ransom. Him and prevent him from coming near Quincy, guys. I have no idea what I do. Recognize is that the specifics in this purported memoirs are quite bizarre, so if the flash drive genuinely contains items. Thing Chris Todd was discussing, at which point I don't believe we really understand Diddy visited there. There may be a lot more bad, and much more so when Chris was questioned how he managed to get the flash disc with the entries on it, is what he said, and I was fortunate to encounter a person claiming to be Kim Porter's USB drive. I am aware of the famous source I am well knowledgeable about. They were close to Diddy, Kim, and everyone else. The hip-hop community's members, this was allegedly intended for Kim Porter of the grave to reveal her tale and come forward. This is a risky circumstance, and I refuse to take ownership of Kim's words, but I'm ready to come now going forward due to the current apprehension of Shy Combs. Given the current federal, I think the administration has finally taken action. Chris Todd is safer to come forward genuinely said that he had a picture of Kim Porter, which he says she had stolen in roughly in the lieu of her TC Lake Mansion 2009. Anyway, as I wrap up the last, Kim Porter appears in the memoir's entry. Falling suddenly and fatally sick, he got me by messaging her pals and then phoning 911, indicating that she was maybe too dead to hold all those secrets in her purported entries. The one thing Diddy wasn't prepared for is that she had already made her rounds copies, just as I said. To her pals, the items there are untamed and provided all that is currently known about Diddy. The most terrifying aspect is that they are obviously credible humans exist as well. Claiming the memoir is fictitious, yet you tell me if you think the claims made in there in the space